Alright guys, I am in Grandpa's garden is usually the hashtag that I use in that, because my kids, it's my daddy, but it's their grandpa. He's also in my area, and so he gardens in the ground. He did a bit of no-dig method this time, but we're still in the transition of that because these were fields initially. And he does open this back up in the fall and the winter and when everything's clearing out, and lets the horses and the cattle come back through this to kind of, you know, mulch the ground up and clear some of this up for him. So he is doing a lot of that naturally. But his garden puts my garden to shame. He planted after I planted on a majority of things. A lot of the things he has planted from seed. I mean, he's got a few plants here or there, you know, just like I do, where we've interspersed some of the things. But my goodness, last year, the pictures were on Instagram, some of them. His garden was a jungle, and it was magnificent and wonderful, and it is turning into the same thing this year. And so I wanted to kind of walk you through this stage of it, because obviously I'm not going to be doing these videos as often, but his is definitely going on and growing, and he's running into some of the same pests and some of the other not pests. Hi, baby.
Have you seen the baby ducks?
They went that way. They went that way. I've not seen the baby ducks. Yeah, we're on a farm. Like, there's horses, cows, goats, baby ducks, everything. But let me show you what's going on here, because we just harvested a bunch of squash and zucchini. See? Yeah. Now these are all cucumbers, pickling cucumbers, straight eights is what Daddy said it was, and some other pickling cucumbers. He's obviously trellising these, and he's got tons of blooms and growth. Like, he is going to be eat up with cucumbers all at the same time. He's got cabbage still going, but he obviously, look at this, is having the same problem with the cabbage worms that I am having, and we're having the same problem because we can't spray BT because it's been constantly raining. And so he has lost a few of these heads. These are going to be sacrificial heads, but then he has others that are still, they're doing okay. He's got 3 or 4 that are like this, and I was telling him we probably, especially that one that's under that, it's not going to dry as easy, but they're heading up, and so he's probably going to pull those soon, so he actually gets some cabbage out of that. This is yellow crookneck squash. We've actually already been harvesting off of these. All of that down through there is, I think, squash and zucchini. These are all yellow crookneck squash. There's Daddy out there, and then his tomatoes, and we'll walk over there and look at that. Obviously, he's putting this down to try to deter some of the weeds. Weeds are still an issue because this was a field, and so we are still dealing with that. He's got onions interspersed in this. He's got some radishes that he's letting go to seed. He, I think, is going to try the same, like, seed pods, and he's got some random sunflowers that are volunteers that are coming up. But yeah, you can see all the squash. We've left some because him and his sister work this garden, and so she harvests out of this as well. And this is reminiscent of my childhood because we had big gardens like this, and it was awesome. So of course as a child you don't think that, but this is really cool. This was a seed he bought. This is not crossed with anything here. It had to have crossed with something else, but you see those variations of colors, and it's on that side of the plant and then not on this side of the plant. And so we're pretty sure it's 2 plants that's in there, but that one has crossed with something. Look at that line. But he also has bell peppers growing doing here. He also has several types of hot peppers. Daddy, what were you saying that these were?
Those are super chilies.
Super chilies and rooster spurs right here. He really likes his hot peppers. These are more of the, like, bell peppers. The bell peppers, and then of course he's got beans that are going to be going up. Most of your beans are rattlesnake beans, right?
No, that's over in the corner.
Oh, the rattlesnake beans are in the corner. These were supposed to be bush beans, weren't they? Yeah. And they didn't bush. This is the trouble that you have. Like, you can get that happen some years where they climb, or you get climbing ones and then they bush. Like, it's no fun. But he has altered the situation to prepare for that, so that will be full in no time, I am positive. He's still got some space over there, and that was kind of where the pumpkins and things were last year, but they got out of hand, so I think they're kind of waiting a little bit later to plant those because we want to get those closer to, you know, fall when we would use them. But yeah, there's some zucchini out here. Like, we have left some of them. Obviously these plants are huge. Oh God, see, he's having the same problem with the flea beetles. They're everywhere. But yeah, look at these leaves. These leaves are massive. I can't even get it all in the picture frame and have my hand in front of it. They're huge. But even, I mean, these tomato plants are as tall as me. Like, I'm looking at them straight on. Daddy, what kind of tomatoes did you have?
Heirloom rainbow beefsteaks.
Mm-hmm.
And the rainbow little striped.
They're almost like that bumblebee variety that I have. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
long,
They're the long, like almost like the Roma ones. Yeah, those are the ones that when I say Daddy's tomatoes in my videos that I had saved seeds from last year. And he's also got banana peppers like going through here. Some of these are banana peppers that he's got, you know, some growth on. But he's already, I mean, as thick as these are, he's already got little tomatoes like down in there. And he planted all of these after me. Like some of these, like down there, he grew from seeds. Some of these are plants that my Aunt Judy has bought and put in, but it is several heirloom varieties. But I mean, you can see how tall these already are, and he is trellising them up rather than using tomato cages. And this is something that they typically do. Yeah, these are more of the cucumbers. I mean, look at those. They're awesome. They're everywhere, but he's going to be covered up, and we've been talking about what we're going to be doing with the cucumbers when and the tomatoes and all these things. But yeah, he's got the runner beans going down through here. They were supposed to have been bush beans. They were not. Daddy, what kind of corn is this? Trucker's favorite corn. And then he white corn. So he's also got a few volunteers out here. All of these are volunteer tomatoes. These were not planted, and they are obviously doing well. He put a tomato cage because he didn't want to trellis it being in the middle of the corn. But yeah, he's got these. He had some volunteer beans that were trying to come up as well that are out here, and then he's got those are rattlesnake beans back there. But yeah, there's a random bean right there that's volunteered. Where we grew beans growing up the corn last year, we learned that did not work well because Daddy's corn got 13 foot tall, and you could not harvest beans off the top of a 13-foot tall thing. Hi, Bruce. And so obviously this is the orchard. He's got hazelnut trees, he's got pear and apples and muscadine vines over in there. Don't be pulling leaves off, babe. Apple trees, all the things. And then of course down in the fields we have your typical blackberries and things like that. But yeah, this is early stages and it is going to be impressive. It is already impressive, and so we are going to keep growing. And oh my goodness, everything that he's going to be doing in this garden this year. So there may be more of us having adventures in the jungle that is Grandpa's garden. So maybe there'll be more videos. Oh, and I got a bug landing on me. Bye guys.